So let's go ahead and start by just feeling the base of our body reaching down. And you want to kind of check in with where your hips are at too. Sometimes if our hips are tight, our knees want to be way up here. So if you find that your knees are up high, then you do want to have like a couple of folded blankets or a pillow or something to sit up a little bit higher on. And that will just let the deep core muscles kind of let go and relax. So the knees can be down below the top of your pelvic bone. So as long as you're sitting here comfortably, just taking a moment to feel the base of your body reaching downward. And I even like to think about even pressing my legs down into the floor a little bit, feeling that base of that pelvis reaching down, and just pausing to notice if you're leaning forward or if you're leaning back. Or sometimes we lean a little more one side than the other. Try to find the place where you're centered right in the center. And then feeling the spine, just naturally want to lift and straighten or lengthen. And just bringing a little awareness to that heart center too today, because I think a lot of us, we're holding so much in our neck and shoulders when we're rounding, and our head's coming forward. So taking this moment to just lift nicely up through that sternum, through the breastbone, but then softening at the same time, letting the shoulders relax, letting the crown of the head reach up. And just focusing on our breath, closing our eyes, drawing the breath in through the nose and bringing it down into your abdomen, down into the pelvis. And then just exhaling from that pelvis back up and out through the nose. We're just going to do a few breaths this way. Just bring your awareness first to your low abdomen, your pelvis area, letting the muscles soften and relax with the inhale. The exhale, the belly button may fall back toward the spine. So moving from that nice deeper breath into our three-part yogic breath, Dirga breath. So now as we inhale, bring the breath down into our base, into our pelvis and lower abdomen. Then the next part of the inhale will be in the rib cage, and lastly up in the collarbone. And then we'll exhale from the abdomen, from that belly, and then from the rib cage, and then from the collarbone. So creating this wave of breath, just flowing in and out. And this is our opportunity to begin to let go of our day, to let go of all those stresses that we are holding on to. So as the thoughts start to come into your head, just seeing if you can stay still, acknowledge these thoughts, but then see if you can let them go and come back to focusing on that wave of breath flowing in and out. And then let's add in one more piece to this breath awareness. There's two internal focal points or internal dristis that I like to use when I'm sitting with my breath. One of them is at the heart center at Anahata chakra. The second one is at your third eye center at Ajna chakra. One of these is going to feel more comfortable to you. That's the one I want you to continue to use. But take a few moments focusing first at the heart center and just seeing how that feels as you still focus on this wave of breath flowing in and out. Or take a moment to focus it at the Ajna chakra between the eyebrow center and see if that one feels more comfortable. And then stay with the one that feels the most comfortable. If your person who tends to be in the heart, more emotional, then you may be more connected to the heart chakra. if you are someone who's more cerebral or intellectual or intuitive, you may be more drawn to the third eye center. Neither one is right or wrong. Just picking what feels good to you. Continuing with a wave of breath going in and out. Good. And we're just going to take our hands to our heart center, letting the thumbs gently press into the sternum. I'm going to start with just one Om to begin class. Before we do that, taking a nice long deep breath. And then a nice long exhale, just softening a little more. Good. Inhaling for Om. Inhaling. Good. Just letting your head bow here, just relaxing the neck. Keep lifting through the sternum. Taking in another breath. And then releasing the hands. Let's take our hands behind us and our feet a little wider than our hips, and just let your knees rock side to side. So I want us to still continue to breathe with our 3-part yogic breath. So through our whole practice tonight, let's continue with that breathing to the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, exhaling from the belly and the ribs and collarbones. And then we're going to come back up to a seated position and cross your legs the opposite way that you normally want to. So there's one way that you naturally come into, and then there's a way that you don't usually come into. And it always feels a little weird. And just recheck in with your base again. Notice if you're leaning a little more on one side or the other, or a little forward or back. And lengthen up through the spine. Good. We're just going to inhale and reach the arms up nice and long. And then you're going to take your right hand outside your right hip and walk that out to the side. We're going to stretch through our side body, create a little space in our rib cage and our side. Taking a nice deep breath here. Good. Inhale up through the center. When you come up through the center, lift up and out of the waist, lengthening nice and long. Exhaling to the opposite side. Stretching, lengthening. Feeling your breath expand through the rib cage and the side body. Take one more breath. We're going to come up through the center. And same thing on the other side. So coming to the left, stretching long, breathing. I did not mirror you guys this time. Good. And then inhale up through the center and come over to the right. Second time. And we're going to add a little more in here for the shoulders. And lengthen through the side body. Stay to the right side. You're going to begin to kind of roll down through the spine, taking your left arm up above your right knee. And just stretching long here. Take a deep breath as you face the floor. And then exhale. Inhale, lengthen and lift up and open the heart up to the sky. Let the left arm float behind you as far as it wants to go. Now we're going to exhale and rotate back down to face the floor. Left hand above the right knee again. And exhale. inhale, open up through the heart. This time, spiral the arm around. Just enjoying the exploration through this left shoulder joint. Moving through areas that might feel uncomfortable, but just breathing, using your breath to open up the shoulder a little bit deeper. And then reverse direction of those circles. I'm going to take the arm alongside of the head. Inhale up through the center, lifting up and out of the waist. Exhaling the left hand outside the left hip. Stretch long here again, taking a deep breath. And on your exhale, just rotate to face the floor. The left hand over, right hand over the left knee this time, stretching long. It's a nice diagonal stretch. Use your next inhale to lift and open up through the heart, letting that right arm float behind you. And exhale, rotating back to face the floor. Inhale, lifting up, opening through the chest and the heart. And exhale, rotating back down to face the floor. Inhale, lifting up one more time. This time we'll stay here. And again, circle the right arm around. Enjoying this opening here, breathing. And feeling the spaciousness you're creating in that shoulder. And then reversing direction of the circles. Good. Taking that arm alongside your temple and then inhaling gracefully up through the center. One more thing while we're here, we're just going to twist all the way around to your left. Dropping the right hand, I'll go the same direction as you. Dropping the right hand outside the left knee, the left arm behind you. And lengthen through the spine as you inhale. And exhale, keep that length as you twist a little bit deeper. But don't force. This is our first twist of the evening. Using that inhale to lengthen through the spine. The exhale to go a little deeper. Inhale, lift the arms up. Twisting back to front. Exhaling all the way over to your right. Dropping the left hand outside the right knee. And your right arm's behind you. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, sinking into it. Just a little. Continuing with another couple of breaths here. Just kind of bringing out the spine. As you breathe, you're massaging the organs. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms back up. Coming back to front and center. And let the arms just float on down. We're going to come up into table position next. So if you want to have a blanket on your knees, feel free. I always feel like I have bony knees, and I feel better when I have a little cushion under them. So table position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And really evenly spread the fingers, feel each and every finger pad and knuckle pushing down into the floor. So you're feeling really stable here. On an inhale, we're going to lift the head and the tailbone. And exhale, press into the hands and round and arch the back as you release the head and tailbone to the floor. So inhale, we're lifting up and opening and widening through the collarbones. Exhaling, pressing into the hands, arching the back to the floor. Couple more. Inhaling, lifting up with the head and the tailbone. Exhale, arching the back to the floor. Good. From here, coming back to table. We're going to walk our hands forward into puppy stretch. So this is great for the shoulders too. So keep your hands about shoulder width apart. Let your head come down between your upper arms, but try not to overarch your upper back. So what I'm doing right now, I don't want to see you guys doing. I want you to keep your spine more long and stretching and reaching. And that way you can keep the stretch more in your shoulders. Looks good, you guys. So keep breathing here. And then go ahead and grab your forearms to the floor where you're at. Take your hands together in prayer and bring those hands behind your head. So getting a little bit of a stretch in our triceps now. So breathing into the upper arms. Draw the front lower ribs in if they start to jut out. And then release the hands back to the floor. Walk the hands back to table. So in table, hands under the shoulders, toes are curled under. We're going to press into our hands, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. So our first downward dog tonight, you can pedal through the heels, walking dog. You're going to open up the backs of the legs a little bit. Remember to continue breathing here. Stretching, breathing. Keep a little bend in your knees if you still have a lot of tightness in the back of your legs. Let go of your head and neck. And we're just going to walk our feet towards our hands, coming into a forward fold. Feet can be about hip width apart here. Just letting go of the upper body. Just letting the head and the neck and the shoulders release. So taking a few breaths here. It's often that we're still trying to hold our head. The more you can let go of the head and the neck, the more the weight of the head can become traction for your spine. Just hanging here and breathing. Good. And then we're going to come up to a flat back. Stretching nice and long through the spine. Pressing down through your feet, just stretching your sits bones, stretching away from the crown of the head. And then exhale back into your forward fold. And now we're going to bend our knees, coming into Utkatasana, bringing the arms up, sitting back in your heels. Keep your knees parallel with your feet, and then go ahead and press all the way up. And here we can reach through the arms, really engage your glutes, lift up and out of the waist and take a very gentle back bend. And then we'll exhale our hands down by our side. So now we're upright. If you have a blanket on your mat, we're going to move that off, making sure you have no socks on, that you're in your bare feet now. We're going to do some sun salutation. So we'll move very slowly through this first one and just kind of begin to warm the body a little bit more. So at the top of your mat, if you're used to practicing with your feet hip width, then that's what I want you to continue to do. If you're used to practicing with your feet together, then go ahead and do that as well. Either way, we're reaching down through our feet first. And I want you to feel strongly the amount of the big toe, the amount of the little toe, and the center of the heel. So all three of those points, try to find them evenly. Yeah, and as soon as you come into that center of the heel, you feel your hips shift back, bringing them more in line with your ankles where we want them to be. And then hug your thigh muscles into the bone. So you're engaging those quadriceps. Lifting up and out of the waist, your tailbone is neutral, shoulders are relaxed, and the crown of the head is reaching up. Just draw the base of your skull back a little bit more so it's more in line with your sacrum. And take a breath here. We're going to inhale and reach the arms up overhead. And then we're going to exhale to our heart in Namaskar. Inhaling, we're going to reach up again, this time palms face forward, lift up and out of the waist, take that gentle back bend if you want. And then bow down, hands to heart, coming into forward fold. We're going to inhale to flat back again. Just Take a moment to stretch long here. And exhale, keep that length as you fold, fold. Inhale, we're going to step back with the right foot. We're coming into the low lunge, so the right knee comes down, our Uttanasana. So right knee is down, you want to lengthen it to the heart. And then we're going to retain our breath, meaning no inhale or exhale as we step back for plank. So strong plank here, pushing through the heels. The tailbone is neutral and lengthening out through the upper body. And then we're going to do 8 points pose to lower down. So Uttanasana, lower the knees, the chest and the chin, but keep your elbows in. From here, we're going to inhale and scoop up into a cobra. This might be a little lower cobra to start. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. From here, you can come through table, roll the toes under, lift up and back to downward dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. On your next inhale, we're going to take the right foot, step it forward between the hands, let the left knee come down. If you have any problem with that, it's okay to take your hand and help your foot move forward. So take a breath here, lengthen through the spine. Fingertips can be touching the floor. And then on your exhale, we step forward to forward fold again. Okay, inhale, reach all the way up. Take a gentle back bend. And exhale, forward fold again. Inhale to flat back. And exhale back down. So we inhale the left foot back, the left knee comes down, Uttanasana. And then retain that breath as we step back for plank. Strong planks here. Good. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Keep the elbows in. And inhale into your cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. Opening through the heart. And then exhale back through table if you want to downward dog. And inhale that left foot forward between the hands. Right knee comes down. Good. Exhale, right foot to meet the left and forward fold. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to just pause here for a moment. That was our first round of Surya Namaskar. So just noticing how you're feeling. If your breath became a little more shallow, let's bring that back down into our abdomen. Good. One more breath. Good. We're going to inhale and reach the arms all the way up again. Exhale, hands to heart, Namaskar. Inhale, reaching up, palms face forward, lift up and out of the waist. And exhale into forward fold again. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, come back down. Inhale, sit back with the right foot, right knee comes down. Retain the breath, sitting back for plank. And exhaling either through 8 points pose here or chaturanga into upward dog or cobra. Good. And then from there, exhale back to downward dog. Inhaling, sit the right foot forward, and the left knee comes down. And exhale, left foot to meet the right and forward fold. Inhale, we sweep up. Gentle back bend. And exhale again into forward fold. Inhale to flat back. And exhale down. Inhale, left foot back, left knee down, lifting the heart. And retain the breath, sitting back for plank. And again, your choice. Chaturanga, to upward dog or cobra. And exhale back to downward dog. Inhaling the left foot forward, right knee down. And exhaling, right foot to meet the left, and forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. We're going to do one more round. We're going to add in Uttanasana, our chair pose. So take a moment, return to your breath. Feel your firm foundation with your feet. and your legs, lifting up through the heart. And on your next inhale, come right into Utkatasana, inhaling up and exhaling into forward fold. Inhale to flat back and exhale back down. Inhale the right foot back. This time you can stay in a high lunge if you'd like. And then retain the breath, stepping back for plank. And taking your choice, chaturanga or 8 points pose into cobra or upward dog. And exhaling back to downward dog. Inhaling, taking that right foot forward, keeping in a high lunge or left knee down. And exhaling left foot to meet the right and forward fold. Inhaling, Utkatasana, sitting back in those heels. Pressing all the way up, gentle back bend, and forward fold. Inhaling, left foot back, high lunge. Retain the breath, stepping back through your plank. And again, 8 points pose for chaturanga into upward dog or cobra. And exhaling back to downward dog. Inhaling that left foot forward, high lunge. Exhaling right foot to meet the left, forward fold. Inhaling into Utkatasana, pressing all the way up, and bring the arms down by your side. Good. So now you're feeling the warmth in your body. Pausing here, reconnecting again with your breath. So always returning to our foundation and our breath. Now we're going to have a little fun with some standing postures. So we're all having to get used to the new way of doing things in our lives. So I'm kind of like throwing some different transitions out there to you. And the idea is that even though we go through different transitions and different things in our life, if we can stay focused, grounded, and present with our breath, we can get through anything. So coming to the top of your mat, keeping your feet hip width apart. Reach down through the soles of your feet in those 3 points, the mat of the big toe, the mat of the little toe, and the center of the heel. Lengthening all the way up from there, up through the crown of the head. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, we're going to come into Utkatasana again, sinking back in your heels. And then just bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. From here, we're actually going to come into the high lunge. Just step back with the right foot into crescent pose or high lunge. So right foot is back. Draw the whole left hip back and the whole right hip forward. And keep lifting through the back right thigh. Good. So feeling stable here, go ahead and begin to reach the arms up or keep them at your heart. Your gaze is forward on the floor, a few feet, or at eye level. And you find a steady breath. Your left knee should be over your left heel, not in front or behind. Great. Keep breathing here. Just another couple breaths. Good. Dropping the hands to heart. We're going to go ahead and open up into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. So spin that right foot to be parallel to the back edge of the mat. You may have to heel to the left foot over. Bring the arms up. Sink into your legs. And breathe. Shoulders are over hips. Our left knee is tracking toward the second and third toe of that left foot. Opening the hips wide to the side. Good. We're going to slide the right hand down the back of the right leg. Lift up and out of the waist, coming into reverse warrior. The left palm faces behind you, but stay in your lunge. Try not to come out of your lunge. Just opening again through that side body. Coming back to Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the left leg for Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle. But don't hyperextend the knee, so hug the thigh muscles so that left leg is nice and firm. Keep the right nice and steady too. You're going to hinge at the hips, so slide your hips towards the top of your mat, reach to the left arm, find your edge. You don't want to round, but you keep that the side body nice and long. Left hand can come down, right hand can come up. And breathe. You can gaze at the floor, out at the horizon, with the upper right hand. And then slowly looking back to the floor, circling the arm down to the floor, bend the left knee. You're going to face the floor. And we're going to step forward into our forward fold. Feet are hip width apart. Coming completely into forward fold, letting go of the head and neck. Breathe here. Softening. Letting go of that spine. And then let's go ahead and come into Utkatasana again. So chair pose, sitting back. Bring your hands to your heart. This time we'll sit back with the left foot into your high lunge. Or crescent pose. Right knee's over the right heel. We're drawing the whole left hip forward. It kind of spirals in. And then the right hip draws back. So left hip forward, right hip back. Sink into your lunge. Lifting up and out of the waist. And if you feel steady here, go ahead and bring the arms up. Gazing at the floor, a few feet in front of you, or at the horizon at eye level. Breathing steady. Good. Dropping the hands to heart. We're going to pivot the left foot to be parallel with the back edge of the mat. You'll turn the right foot over so it's bisecting the left arch for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 on the side. Shoulders over hips, arms at shoulder height. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and just reach from fingertip to fingertip. And this is open-hearted warrior. Turning your gaze to look softly over the third right finger. Breathing. Good. Coming into extended triangle. Straighten the right leg, but not hyperextending the knee. Hinge at the hip, slide the torso forward. Lengthening through that side body. Reach the right arm down, left arm up. Breathing here. Gaze is either at the floor, the horizon, or the upper left hand. Press into your legs, lifting the torso back up. Hands are on hips. We're going to pivot the right foot to be parallel with the left. And then just do a little heel toe motion to come up to center. And shake your legs out. So we're going to do a standing posture. We're going to just do tree pose for a little balance. And the secret to balance is really quieting the mind. And one of the best ways to do that is to use our external focal point, our drishti, which for tree pose can be a few feet or bang on the floor if you're not feeling super steady tonight, or at eye level. If you feel really rock steady tonight, you can play with taking your gaze up to the sky during this pose. But start with eye level at least. Let's start with the right foot. So reaching the 3 points of that foot down into the ground, opening the left hip to the side. You can either take the sole of the foot to the floor, or, the toes to the floor, sole of the foot to the calf, or all the way up. Whichever you choose, you're going to squeeze your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. Reach down through that foot, feel nice and strong, just like that steady tree. Lifting and opening up through the heart. Taking the arms up if you want, or keep them at your heart. And breathe. Good. We're going to not release your leg yet, but take your hands down to your heart. Try to take the foot in front of you. You can take it off your leg. Squeeze the knee in. Just give it a nice little squeeze. And then straighten the leg out and then bring that back down to the floor. So actually get up. Just feels kind of nice to come out of it that way. So my right leg feels even longer than my left right now because I did the opposite of you guys. Okay, so let's switch to the opposite side. Left foot reaching down into the floor. 3 points, nice and strong. Leg muscles are hugging right in. Opening the right hip to the side, toes in the floor, sole of the foot in the calf, or all the way up. Good. And reaching firmly through the feet, lifting through the crown of the head. Taking in some nice steady breaths here. Focal point on the floor, the horizon, or up if you're comfortable with that. When you're ready, standing those branches of your tree up to the sunlight. Reaching for the sky. Shoulders relaxed though. We're opening through the heart. Good. Hands come back to heart. You're going to take your right leg to the front, keeping the knee bent. Hug it in if you can. A little extra balance here. And then extend that leg out and slowly bring that back down. Let's get a little pop there. Feels good though. Shake it out. So I want to play with one more transition. Another kind of balanced posture. So I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do. If you have a block, great. You can even use a wall where you can come up near a wall. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to come into Utkatasana. We're going to step back into our high lunge, play with our balance here, and then begin to shift our weight into the standing leg in the front. Hands can come to a block, and we're going to play with coming into half moon pose here. So the block is nice. You can do it without the block as well, or you could put your hand against a wall, or use a book, whatever feels good. So I'll walk you through it. Let's start near the top of our mat. Have your block in front of you and a little to the right. Reach down through both feet here. They're hip width apart. Feel nice and steady here. Go ahead and inhale, sweep the arms up, and come right into Utkatasana. Hands can come to heart. We're going to step back with the left foot first here. Coming into crescent pose. Left hip draws forward, right hip back. Feel steady here. And then begin to shift your weight onto that right foot and lift the left leg up. You can take your right hand to your block, somewhere where it will support you under your shoulder. If you just lift the left leg up, press to the heel, draw the toes through the shin. You don't even have to roll all the way open. If you feel steady, begin to roll that hip open. And then you can take the left arm up. This is tricky, so just stay with a level that feels the best for you in your body. Focus and breathe. Good. And then rotate to face the floor and step the left foot to meet the right. Come into forward fold. Just releasing the spine and the hips. And wiggle the legs a little bit, circle the hips around. We're going to try it on the other side. So walk a little in front of you into the left. We're just going to scoot right into chair pose. So from chair pose, this time take your hands to heart. Step the right foot back into the high lunge. Left hip comes back, right hip forward. Sink into your legs, feel steady here. Just take another breath here, belly, ribs, collarbones. Good. Sink into your legs. Begin to shift your weight towards the left foot and lift the right. Take your left hand to your block. And again, if you just lift that right leg off the floor and that's enough for you, that's fine. But pretend you're pushing that right foot into a wall. That will give a little more steadiness. If you're ready, you can roll the hip open. Coming into half moon. Continue with your breath. Yeah, each side of the body is completely different. So go ahead and face the floor. Bring the right foot down and come into your forward fold. No matter what you did, it was perfect. When you start to come into some of these poses like this, we're challenging muscles we haven't sometimes used for a while. So being very gentle with ourselves, being light with ourselves. Take another breath here in forward fold. Now we're just going to bring our hands to the floor, walk your feet back into downward dog. Keep your feet about hip width apart, hands are shoulder width. Use your hands to push the hips up and back a little more. Keeping a little bend in your knees if your hamstrings are tight. You don't want to pull in the back. And then just let your heels reach toward the floor where and when they can. So don't worry about being perfect here. Letting go of being where your body is tonight. Another breath. Now on your exhale, go ahead and bring your knees to the floor, wider than your hips, your big toes together, and push your hips back into a child's pose. Hips back toward the heels. Let your forehead come to the floor. You can rest here with your hands either overhead or alongside your legs. Whichever feels right to you. Pausing and breathing and just softening here. Yeah. So we're going to transition to our 4 postures tonight. So resting in child's pose, taking several more breaths here. One of the things I love about child's pose is it's like the ultimate surrender pose. So just continue with each exhale to let your body soften a little bit more. The jaw and the face, and the shoulders. In this pose, I really like bringing awareness to the area between the shoulder blades, the heart, and just really melt and soften that area. Usually we can let go there a little more. And then just gently beginning to lift your torso back up. So I want to do a little bit for our shoulders. And then we've got some more work we're going to do. But let's first come to a seated position again on a folded blanket or a pillow with legs in our cross-legged position. We're going to do a fun little shoulder opening exercise that I always eagle arms exploration. So eagle arms is great for opening up the back of the shoulders there too. So feel steady. One of the keys to this exploration is keeping our firm foundation. So even pressing the legs down a little more into the ground, feel the base of your body reaching down. From here, we're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Now on your exhale, you're going to take your arms out wide. You're going to bend the elbows so your arms are bent. Good. And we're just going to weave our right arm under the left and give yourself a hug. So this may be where you are for the night. This may be the extent of your eagle arms, if this is what feels best for you. Or you can let the elbows continue to nestle and take the backs of the hands together or the palms, whichever is best for your body. So we're going to inhale and lift and lengthen through the spine here. Bring the elbows up to the level of your shoulders and continue to lift even up, getting almost a gentle back bend here, lifting up through the heart. And then on our exhale, we can curl the tailbone under and roll down the spine as long as you have a healthy spine. Otherwise, you want to keep this long and kind of extend forward and back out that way. Inhale, we're going to press into that firm foundation again, lift up, open up through the heart, and exhale, round back down again. And one more, inhale up. Opening through that chest as much as you can, the arms folded here, and exhale, roll back down. This time we're going to stay here. Just again, letting go of the head and the neck, turning your head a little side to side, just letting the head rest in the center. Breathing space into wherever you're feeling this tightness in the shoulders and upper back. And then just the last few breaths here, you can add a little movement in. Kind of circling the torso around, press firmly into the legs again, keeping that firm and steady foundation. As you wiggle the torso and explore other areas of your torso that might be also tight. Just let your breath guide your movements here. So inhaling still into your base, into your belly, ribs and collarbones, and exhaling belly, ribs and collarbones. Coming back to center, reaching back down through that base as you inhale and roll on. You exhale, release the arms down. But then we're going to inhale, reach them right back up again. And go ahead and exhale the arms down by your side. Bend the elbows, and this time we want the opposite. So left arm under the right, or the opposite of what you did. You give yourself a hug. And again, it's okay to stay here, or you can keep the elbows nestled and having the backs of hands together, or palms for full eagle arm pose, Garudasana. Lifting the elbows up to the level of the shoulders, draw the shoulder blades in a little bit, continue to lift a little more, pressing from your base, and opening, and exhale, curl the tailbone under and roll down your spine. Inhaling and lifting up again, opening up through the spine, and exhale, rolling back down again. And one more time, press firmly into the legs and your pelvis as you lift. And exhale, roll back down. And we will pause here again. Breathing and letting go of your head. Turn your head a little side to side. And then just let it hang in the middle, releasing, letting go. And then using your breath to move the torso around if you want, or just staying where you're at and continuing to breathe. Again, using the breath to guide your motion, your movement. Come back to center. Press firmly into your base. And inhale, lift all the way back up. And exhale, balance. One more time. Inhale, reach them up overhead. And exhale, reach them back down. Good. How does that feel? A little more open and loose there. While we're here, we started to do a little bit of an opening in the same way here. Let's extend our right leg out. Keep the left leg folded in. We're going to come into revolved head to knee pose or Jani Sirsasana. So keeping the right leg active, hug the thigh muscles in, keep the toes reaching up toward the ceiling. Feel your foundation, feel nice and steady here. And you're just going to take your right hand with palm up. You're going to slide it down the inside of that leg. And as we do that, we want to start to rotate the torso open toward the left. There's two options to do with your left hand. You can either circle it and let it hang out behind your back, or you can take that left arm alongside your temple. This will often deepen the stretch here. You're going to feel this in your low back and your quadratus lumborum. It's a great stretch for that area of the body. So whichever arm position you choose, hanging out here, softening and breathing. So keeping the integrity of the pose. Keep that right leg active. Keep twisting and opening the torso up a little more to the left as much as you can. Breathing into that left side body where you're feeling this opening. One more breath on this side. And go ahead and inhale and reach and lift up and out of that waist. Good. Go ahead, you can lean back for a minute, stretch that left leg out, and then bend the right leg in. Coming back to the seated position on this side. This time our left leg is nice and active. Toes are pointing toward the ceiling, keeping that action in. Feel your base of your body reaching down firmly. And this time, the left arm or the palm will slide down the inside of that leg. As you come into that position on this side, rotating the chest open to the right as much as you can. The right arm can come behind your back again, or alongside your temple. However it feels good to you. Stretching long here. Breathing. Hatha Yoga, Sirsasana, revolved head to knee pose. Breathing into that low back. I think a lot of us hold a lot of tension and tightness as well. Use those exhales to soften. Inhale, lengthening a little more, twisting a little more open to the side, to that right. And inhale, reaching that right arm on up, coming up. Go ahead and stretch the right leg out again. And keep both legs active. While we're here, we might as well come into wide-legged seated forward fold, my least favorite pose ever. My hamstrings are always tight, so this is where I need to do a lot of my work. And of course, the poses that we like the least, we probably do the least. We should do the most. But going just as wide as is comfortable for your body, and again, feeling that base of the pelvis reaching down firmly. So it's a really important thing to keep all of the legs, the muscles in the legs tightly drawing into the bone, the base of the body reaching down, and that actually allows our upper body to have a little more room for movement. So from here, let's inhale, take the arms up, stretch nice and long. And then exhale, bring them down to the ground in front of you and just continue walking them forward till you find a nice stretch. Try to keep the spine as long as you can at first. Come into this pose gradually. This isn't one we come into and go to our deepest edge right away. So I like to apply a lot of yin principles to some of our soft edge first. If we were working with a scale of 1 to 10, the stretch that we want to feel, we keep it between that 2 and 5. And as you breathe and allow these muscles to open and soften, then your body's inviting you to go a little deeper. So staying with that steady breath, listening to your body where it's at, and allowing your body to invite you a little deeper. One more breath here in your pose, wherever you're at. And then begin to walk the hands back towards your torso. Nice and slow. Now, to come out of this, it's really nice if you can just cup your hands under your knees and lift those legs up with your hands and not the muscles you just stretched them open with. I want to come into seated twist. I'm going to turn sideways to you guys before we come down to the mat for some more stuff on the floor. So let's stretch our left leg out on the floor. Toes are pointing to the ceiling, feeling that base of the body nice and even. Your right knee is bent up. We're going to cross the right leg over the left and make sure that you press all 3 points of that right foot into the floor. If you can't do that comfortably, then keep it in front of you. So Ardha Matsyendrasana. So seated twist. You can stay here with this left leg out straight here and come into the twist in a moment. Or if you practice this way, you can bend the left knee and take that left foot outside the right hip. Trying to find equalness in the base of your body if you're doing this version. So lengthen up through the spine. I love to hug that right knee. Give me a little leverage to then lengthen and lift through the spine. Circle the right arm up and around and down behind you. Now that arm's behind you just to remind you to keep your spine long. We're actually not leaning weight onto it. So just let that remind you to keep that spine long. Take the left arm up by the temple and twist to your right. You're going to drop your left arm outside of that right knee, or you can wrap that arm around it as you twist to the left. Either way, I want you to stay with your breath. And inhale, we want to, again, imagine lengthening through the spine, creating space between each and every vertebra. And then keep that space on your exhales as you maybe go a tiny bit deeper into your twist. Turning your head to look over your right shoulder if you'd like. Staying for a few breaths here. Relax your shoulders if you're trying to scoop up by your ears. And then on an exhale, gently untwisting. You lean back on your hands, uncross your legs, take them into a wide V, and then go ahead and set them straight down in front of you. This time, the right leg will be the one out straight to start. Toes reaching through the ceiling, bending the left knee, crossing that over the right leg as long as you can reach 3 points of that foot into the floor or keep it right in front of you. And again, you can bend the right leg and take that foot outside of your left foot if you choose. Lengthen up through the spine, hug that knee in, get that nice stretch. Circle the left arm up and around and down behind you, keeping the spine long. Take the right arm up by your temple, twist to your right, drop the left elbow outside the right knee, or wrap the arm around that leg. Good. Lengthening through your spine. Twisting on the exhales a little bit deeper. Using your breath and relax your shoulders away from your ears. Sometimes I'll even feel the stretch depending on how tight I am, all the way up into my shoulders from the pelvis. Breathing into all those tight muscles. Exhale, softening them a little more. One more breath from the side. And I'm twisting back to the front. Again, we can lean back on our legs, spread the legs wide underneath, and bring them down. So we're going to transition to the floor next, all the way down. We're going to start out on our bellies, though, not on our backs. I like to have a blanket under me, just because I don't like feeling my bony self pressing into my hardwood floor. So we're going to do a shoulder stretch. And so you might want to watch while I demonstrate it first. One more great shoulder stretch. So you're going to be in your belly. I'm starting with my left hand out, so hopefully you can see this okay. It's off my shoulder in T position. My right hand is pushing into the floor. I'm rotating onto my side. Now I can either take my right leg and keep that in front of me, or I can take it behind me. And this is a deep shoulder opening stretch. So being, again, mindful of how deeply you come into this. You'll often feel it opening in the front of the shoulder. You may also feel it on the edge of your shoulder blade into your spine. So everybody on their bellies, start with the left hand out off the body in T position. You're going to turn your head to the right. And begin to roll up onto your left side of your body, using your right leg to support you, front of you or behind you. Remembering to breathe here. And then beginning to slowly roll back onto your abdomen, onto your belly. Just laying here for a moment, just breathing, feeling the effects of that opening on that left shoulder. Maybe you'll feel some warmth or some tingling or coolness. And I'm going to take the right arm off your shoulder T position, palm is down. Pressing the left hand into the floor, helping you to rotate onto the right side of your body. This time the left knee is bent, either in front of you to support you or behind you. Just coming into the version that feels right for you, not pushing again too deeply into this to start. Breathing into that shoulder.
Give me, I hurt myself the last time I did some shoulder stretches, so I'm just going to skip this one.
Yep, no worries. And then you exhale and just rotate to face the floor. And then go ahead and press up. We're going to come on to our backs next. And we'll get ready for bridge pose. So from our backs, I love to bridge pose for actually opening kind of my upper back a little bit more usually. So taking your feet about hip width apart and just making sure your feet are in the same line, because sometimes one foot likes to kind of sneak out ahead of the other foot. And if you're on a blanket, just make sure your feet are actually on your mat. And then go ahead and bring your torso back down. So arms are alongside of us. We're going to come into this pose 3 times. So first, we're just going to press our feet into the floor. Maybe curl the tailbone under so you feel the small of the back touching the floor. And then begin to roll and lift as you press in your feet, your sacrum off the floor, just coming up to about the level of your waist. And then exhaling and rolling back down. So what I want to do is bring a little more awareness to each and every vertebra of the spine. And it's almost as if they're a string of pearls. So we're going to lift up again in a minute and think about lifting one pearl at a time off the floor. Go ahead and press into your feet, curl the tailbone under, and begin to lift up to about the level of the shoulder blades, lifting one pearl at a time off the floor. Good. Once you reach the shoulder blades, engage those glutes and slowly release one pearl at a time back down to the floor until you come back to the sacrum. Good. And we're going to do that one more time. Curl the tailbone under, small the back comes to the floor. Roll up one vertebra at a time, coming all the way this time to the level of your shoulders. Now here you don't want to turn your head at all. Keep looking at the ceiling. You're used to practicing full bridge where you can walk your shoulders underneath of you, do so, and then you'll clasp your hands under your back, pressing the fingers into the floor. Or keep them out by your side, pressing the palms into the floor. Either way, engage your glutes, lift those hips up as high as you can, but try not to let your knees flail out to the side. Keep the knees parallel with the hips and the feet. Taking some nice deep breaths here, opening up through that heart. Good, and then release the shoulders if you've locked them under you, and slowly roll back down your spine. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Nice little squeeze. You're going to stretch your right leg out on the floor. Bring your left foot to the floor, but keep the left knee bent. You're going to move your hips a little bit over to your left. We're getting ready for supine twist. By moving your hips a little to the left, you create space to now roll into the right hip, and your right leg should stay more in line with your spine that way. You can hook the left toes behind the right knee. You're going to take your left arm off the shoulder in T position, and don't let the left shoulder come off the floor in your twist. Keep reaching down through the tailbone so you're not overarching your low back. And then you can turn your head if you want to look at the left hand and breathe in your twist. Jatara Parivartanasana, your supine twist. Good, and then slowly rolling back to your back. Move your hips back into the center. Stretch your left leg out of the floor and hug your right knee in for a minute. Just give it a nice squeeze. Bring the sole of the right foot to the floor. Move your hips a little to the right this time, and then roll up onto your left, guiding your bent right knee to the left. Your right shoulder in touch with the floor, right palm is up or down. And turn your head if you'd like to look at your right hand. Tailbone again is reaching out towards that left foot, so no overarching that low back. And then just breathe. And then gently rolling over onto your back. Move your hips back into center. Hug the knees in one more time. Nice squeeze for that low back. Just releasing anything there. And then stretch your legs out long on your mat, taking your feet out to the edges of your mat. Cup your hands underneath your neck and just kind of support the base of your skull. Lift your head up with your hands and just turn your head a little side to side, just releasing the neck a little bit. And then just laying the head down. Rolling the palms up towards the sky, gently or just slightly in towards you. But have your hands out to your side a little bit. And just pause, taking a nice deep breath. Now on your exhale, open your mouth, release your jaw. Let your body sink into it. Staying here in Shavasana for a few more moments, just letting go completely of your breath. I'm going to read to you in a moment. A short little reading. So pertinent for today and for where we're at. So staying completely relaxed, letting go and softening. This is from the Pilgrimage of Little Elves in 1911. The picture is Aldous Huxley. So it's dark because you are trying too hard. Lightly, child, lightly. Learn to do everything lightly. Yes, feel lightly even though you're feeling deeply. Just lightly let things happen and lightly cope with them. I was so preposterously serious in those days. Lightly, lightly. It's the best advice ever given me. So throw away your baggage and go forward. There are quicksands all around you, sucking at your feet, trying to suck you down into fear and self-pity and despair. That's why you must walk so lightly. Lightly, my darling. And just gently allowing the breath to flow a little bit deeper back into the belly again, into the pelvis. Letting that breath wash over your entire body, from your toes to the crown of your head. Fingers. And then coming into a little bit of movement. Just beginning to awaken the toes and the fingers. Maybe resting in your right side for a moment. But making your way up to a seated position. Feeling that base of your body reaching down again one more time. Keeping the spine long. Hopefully the heart feels a little more open. Just taking a nice long deep breath here. And exhale. We're going to inhale for 1 sweet home. Peace, peace, peace. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you live with ease and grace. Namaste.